Hey, this is Andrew Brown. Let's talk about AppSync, which is a fully managed GraphQL service. So the idea is that you have AppSync, which is going to be your entry point to your API. You will define a schema, which will represent your data model. Within the data model, you have models. So those are going to need to pull data from data sources. And the way they're going to do that is through resolvers. And so resolvers implement state changing operations for the queries, mutations, or subscriptions. So they basically map basically to those things. And then the idea is you'll have an SDK. So specifically use the Amplify SDK to pull data from AppSync, and it will actually generate out scaffolding for your models to be able to send those queries over, which is really nice. One thing I want to point out is that AppSync can support real-time APIs via the GraphQL subscription feature, which is cool. Let's just talk about other features about AppSync. So you have two API types. We have GraphQL APIs and merged APIs. The key difference here is merged APIs is just merging a bunch of GraphQL APIs into one. The reason you might want to do this, you have multiple teams. Each team manages their own API, but for the end user, you want a single API for them to access. For data sources, we have DynamoDB table, Amazon OpenSearch, AWS Lambda functions, HTTP endpoints, Amazon Event Bridge, relational databases. In particular, this is just for RDS HTTP endpoints, which could also go to Aurora because Aurora is on RDS. We have a few caching options. We have no caching, for request caching, or per resolver caching. What's interesting about the caching solution here is you actually provision an instance. So you pick an instance type. So it's not serverless, it's an ongoing cost. For authorization types, we have API key, AWS IAM, and Cognito user pools. The reason you want authorization is to say who's allowed to access your API. So those are your options there. AppSync supports custom domains, which is nice. AppSync has a query editor built into the UI, so it's very easy to work on your queries. And it has two different runtime resolvers. We have the AppSync JS, JavaScript, and VTL. So, I mean, I could have gone a lot deeper here with AppSync, but the thing is that you just need to understand that it is for GraphQL APIs, and we just need to do a basic lab. But it's a great service, but again, this is all we need to know. So there we go.